Hey guys, how you doing? This is D Durrell with D Durrell Life Solutions. Appreciate everybody for coming in and supporting my channel. The channel is getting slow but steady growth. I do appreciate those that leave comments in the comment section. I do appreciate those that have took it upon themselves to subscribe from the channel, particularly those that are fans of D Durrell the Rebirth. I know that's my fuck channel that everybody likes to listen to. It gets way more views and so forth, but that's okay. This is our channel that I'm growing organically, that's going to focus on real issues as it relates to counseling, mental health, business, and any issues related to the Black community or American culture. Today's topic, I want to address this topic, and I think this is something that will resonate with a great deal of people that are listening and so on. So my topic today is, do most people really like their family members? Do you really like your blood relatives? And if you do love them, if you do like them or love them, is it genuine? Is it something that you force yourself to do? Is it something that you do it out of mere respect because they are family, which is the manner in which I grew up in? I grew up that you don't have to like your family, but you do have to respect them and deal with them. My mom was a proponent of helping everybody in her family, and I actually developed some of those same characteristics. I do like helping family, but over the years I began to stop helping family. And I noticed that the more successful I became, the more and more family members thought that they could get help. And I don't like helping family. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Just listen. I don't like helping family, particularly those that I have not spoken to in over 6 months to a year. I don't mind helping family that routinely communicates with me, but I refuse to help family that I don't talk to that much or very often. I only see you on a family event or gathering. But I want to pose some ideas of kind of thinking about, do we pressure ourselves to like in our family? Do we pressure ourselves to do things for family that you don't want to do, interact with family you don't want to see, and act fake when you see them? In the Black community, I've seen this a lot. I know family members in my family don't like each other. And they pretend to like each other. They don't really fuck with each other like that. I'm sorry, excuse me for my French, but they don't really deal with each other. They don't talk to each other. And they smile in each other's face. I've seen family members, every time they get together, they arguing and fighting. And things come up of the past, unresolved issues. And what I have observed is that in many families, there are a lot of secrets. There are a lot of unresolved issues between family members that may last 10, 15, 20. Some of this stuff goes back into childhood. And they carry this animosity towards each other, even as adults. Now, we must understand, you're born into a family, okay? You don't choose your family. You're born into a family. And just because you're born into a family, don't mean that you're going to have a lot in common with them as you develop as a human being, as an adult. You grow up in that culture, but as you get older, you may not like things about your family. You may not feel like you want to be around your family. You may not like the way they do things. You're only there because out of respect. And that's how I am. There are family members that I grew up with that I was quite fond of as a child. As I got older, they kind of went this way, I went that way, and I don't interact with them nearly as much as I did as a kid. That was very difficult for me in becoming a man because I felt like I was detaching myself. And there are many other African Americans or other people that may feel that way. As you get older, you detach yourself from people that you were fond of when you were younger. And the thing about it now is that you have went in different directions. And these are people that if they were not your family, you would not talk to them. You have very little in common. And you don't really have any use for them being in your life outside of them being your first cousin or whatever, second cousin or what have you. So for me, I had a bunch of cousins that I grew up and loved, and I still love them and care for them, but I just don't talk to them as much. I don't interact with them as much. I got my family, I have their family. Your interests change, and you connect with other people. That's why you see so many people that when they develop friends, you may see a situation in which they connect more with their friends than they do their own family. It's not that they don't love their own family, it's that when you have friends, you choose your friends, and you choose those friends that necessarily have more of a connection with you, similarities with you. They interact with you effectively. You kind of conjugate naturally together, and you're compatible. Family, you don't choose that. You just basically got people that may be totally different because we share the same last name or common ancestry. We're just grouped together in one, and we have to make it work. That's the difference. Not that I'm against family, because I have my mom and dad's side of the family is very large families. My mom and dad's family, very large, because my grandparents both had 10 plus children. Okay? They both had 10 plus children, at least 10 or more. I think my grandmother had 12 kids. My mom had, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother had, and grandfather had over 10, 12 kids. And I think my father's parents also had about 12 to 13 children. I think they had around the same amount of children. That's a lot of kids. They definitely were over 10 plus. And that's very common, particularly in the South. So with all of these relatives, you're not going to get along with them. You don't grow, especially those you didn't grow up around. You know, just their family, but their relatives, not necessarily close family. And there's nothing wrong, and I'm saying this to the person who connects more with their friends and other people than their own family. I'm proposing to you to work on that in a manner to not feel guilty that you have chosen to be around people who are a positive to your life, that connect with you in your life, that you have more in common with. It doesn't mean that you have to dilute the value of your own family. It just means that you took it upon yourself to connect with people that are more in line with who you are as a person. You can have a balance of both worlds. Your family, your crazy family, and your friends. Okay? So, just want to tell me what you think about that. Think about that aspect as I talked about it from my experience, your experience. Family versus friends. The difference between connecting with liking your family versus liking friends. You can develop into a totally different person as an adult that don't really want to be around your family. Most people, I think, are grow up and are basically trained as kids to respect your family and to have a certain bondness with your family, regardless if you like them or not. So this is D. Durrell Life Solutions. Please tell me what you think. Leave comments in the comment section. Peace.